Hi there, my beautiful soul family, and welcome back to the Divine Feminine Energy channel. You guys can choose a pile based on the pictures right in front of you. And I also wanted to tell you guys I'm doing a giveaway for a 20-minute personal astrology or feminine energy reading with me. And you can win if you comment the little heart symbol under this video and follow me on Patreon. Everything will be in the description. But if you're interested in that, take a look at the description. But for now, I will see you on your pile. Bye.
Hi Pile 1, welcome to your reading. We're going to look into what it is that you are conquering, overcoming, whatever challenge or thing that you may have been struggling with. We're going to see Spirit's message on what it is that you're overcoming. For my Pile 1s, what is it that they are conquering, overcoming? Okay, I love this. So basically, I really wanted to do this reading today because we're really moving into so much Aries energy that this is really, I'm kind of at a phase in my life where I'm more than anything allow the astrology to guide us in whatever readings I do, in whatever I do in my work, in my daily life. And 2025 is going to be dominated by Aries energy and specifically March. So I'm going to do an in-depth reading of this on Patreon, and you guys can follow my email list for free for astrology updates, my TikTok for free for astrology updates, and on Patreon I'm doing in-depth reading about what the hell is going on in the cosmos, as well as we have a manifestation program honoring what's going on astrologically and aligning our energies collectively to manifest things into our lives. So if that's something you're interested in, check it out. But even today on YouTube, right, I kind of want to honor that with all this Aries energy. So mind you, in March we'll have an eclipse in Aries. Venus will be retrograding in Aries. Mercury will be retrograding in Aries. At the end of March, Neptune will move into Aries. Like, this is insane. And that's basically why we may have to stand up, conquer certain fears, face certain challenges, become more of a leader in our lives, become more assertive, deal with certain conflict. It can be a lot. So we're going to help you today with some messages about what it is that you are conquering, Pile 1. And we have Aquarius, South Node in the 10th house. So I do see that you are overcoming something potentially in your career, okay? There can be something about whatever it is that you may have put a lot of effort, a lot of energy in, and maybe it's kind of like making you feel that you have not yet fully manifested that dream career or that dream income or that dream social tribe, like whatever, the customers or the social media following that you may want with Aquarius there. And you may have felt like, you know, there are certain things coming up from my past and they keep coming up in my career, but I kind of want something new. I kind of want a new blueprint. Like, I want my energy to flow different in my career, or I want my money to start flowing different in my career. Maybe there's been challenges regarding that. And I do feel like you're manifesting a really new career life for yourself. So keep using this Pisces season, keep using this energy because of all the Aries that's going to come up and all the a little bit of weird astrology. Again, on TikTok, I talk about it more deeply, but it can really help to kind of do your little manifestation rituals right now. To no matter what the chaos is, no matter what the illusion is because of the outside world, to keep kind of manifesting in the 4 or 5D, like to keep kind of staying on that vision of like, what does not feel good anymore and what does feel good. So basically, obviously, don't manifest what doesn't feel good, but become very clear on that, because we have the South Node. There may be just things that aren't gonna align with your energy anymore. So what challenge are you overcoming, Pawan? Yeah, I honestly feel like maybe you're really going to focus more of your energy on a new skill, on something new that will bring in more career prosperity for you. And I also feel like you may have felt like there's this hermit energy in some shape, way, or form in your life, where it's like, I'm kind of have to do everything alone. I am reflecting, I'm assessing on all these things, but I may feel lonely in a certain part of life. I may feel lonely in what I'm creating or what I'm doing, or the kind of communities I find myself in, and it's not easy. You may have found that this Aquarius season, if you're watching this around this time, and even if you're watching it later on, the messages may still resonate. You may just have found that you have struggled to find a place where you feel like your energy kind of fits, where you feel like you belong, or where your energy can flow well. And maybe that's been hard. Like, I don't know, am I meant to be online? Is there a community for me out there? If I go to whatever social gathering, or trying to pursue a hobby, maybe you've just felt like it's been hard for you to kind of feel like in touch with your tribe, in touch with the right people or the right flow of energy. And mind you, again, that's why I like when you guys are watching the readings, when I upload them, Mars is finally moving out of retrograde as well. So this can help us with overcoming challenges. This can kind of have shown us where we may not feel like our energy fully benefits anymore, where we may feel like we're stuck in the past or we're stuck in a pattern. And when it moves direct again, this energy of Mars, it may also give you this boost of like, okay, now that we know all that, no matter how uncomfortable it may have been, what do we want to do different? What do we want to manifest differently? And you may have noticed in this time period, even though I see that for some of you, it really wasn't fun, it kind of showed you where your energy is not clicking as much anymore, and what needs to be let go of. Yeah, you may have felt like, maybe for some of you, I'm hearing colleagues or people in an environment that you've been in, maybe have been really like low vibrational, like it was all about status, or it was all about gossiping about each other. It was all about like this low vibrational chit chat. And maybe you felt isolated because your frequency is kind of like, I don't really fit in with that. I don't want to spend my career or my whatever. I feel like for a lot of you, it's a certain environment that you're at quite a lot. Like, I don't want to just, or whether it's with your home or certain friends, like I don't just want to be around people that chat about each other, or that care too much about appearances and status. I actually want to talk to people who have substance, or I want my job to be something of substance. So I add value to this world. And there may have even been a situation, a certain environment is what I'm picking up on, where you've been feeling like there's just a conflict type of energy. Maybe you guys have been in a conflict recently, or maybe you are conflicted with something and it's just like, I don't like this energy. That's what this feels like. Like I don't like the energy that hangs around this every time I'm here or every time I try and do this. I don't like it. And yeah, I even heard for some of you, like, you need to go to therapy. And I'm not saying that towards you, but maybe you've been around people that genuinely, instead of talking to you about all this, they must have needed a therapist or a professional or someone to actually help them shift through things. And you might kind of feel done playing that role for people. I even hear for some of you, yeah, you may have been that friend that always needed, well, not needed, but you were in that role where it's like, I need to be the therapist friend. I need to support everyone. I need to deal with everyone's BS. And I am starting to realize I don't need to do that anymore. But maybe there's been a role or there's been an environment where that pattern happened, and you're starting to see, hey, I want to maybe study something else or learn about something else that will kind of get me into a different headspace. So I'm seeing for you guys that the way to conquer this challenge is potentially to get your mind onto something new, on something that you are curious about and something that you want to learn, whether it's from someone else, whether it's by doing research online. It's kind of like you're shifting your energy onto a new interest. And maybe that means like, okay, I haven't been happy at this job emotionally or at this environment. Maybe that means I have to go research some other jobs in the area, or maybe that means I have to go research a different social environment, like a different yoga class or a different gym or a different wherever this may be. So I am seeing that by you doing your research and potentially even asking for advice from people outside of this, right? Like from someone with a very different energy. So don't try and ask people advice that where you don't want to be. Like try and ask someone else. And it may even be that someone has some good advice for you, or someone talks to you about something and they're like, you know what, have you tried this? And it may actually be quite solid for you to check out. And I feel like, yeah, that could be like a reference for a job or a reference for an idea to grow your current job, or to move your job, or to move your environment into a little bit more of a positive direction. So it could be something very simple where someone is like, oh, but yesterday I heard someone talk about this particular job, or I heard someone did this online and it turned out very positive for them. Maybe you should check it out. And then you're like, you know, what do I have to lose? I can at least check it out. I can at least do some research. Why not? The chat. Ooh, Jupiter. Yeah, there is some luck on your side. If you're able to remain open-minded right now, so if you're able to say, you know what, I can be surprised by something better. I can be, yeah, look at all that Mercury energy. So much mental energy. So it's almost the main advice here. Remain open-minded. Don't tell yourself because there was conflict here, or people have been low vibrational around you, that nothing is possible, that you are stuck there forever, that nothing can work. Don't tell yourself that, because part of this manifestation is also, oh my god, this is so annoying, is also going to be, oh my god, sorry, I'm already feeling the Aries annoyance lately. Like, I have been already feeling the energy that's coming up for us, often because I need to do like readings and work on it, so I feel it a little early. But I've just been feeling like volatile, violent. No, but all jokes aside, remain open and remain curious about what can come, and remain open-minded. And even there might be a person, someone, even if someone talks to you, right, that you feel, if you're honest sometimes, you feel like, I don't know about you. Like, I don't know if I should trust what you have to say because you sound a bit immature to me, or you sound like, how do you know? You know, there may be someone here that has sometimes a little bit of judgment towards people. If I'm honest, I feel I do pick up on that. Don't be too much in that energy right now, because there could be someone who looks like maybe they don't know what they're talking about, but they could have some solid advice, or they could say something that could genuinely be good for you to hear. Okay? So that's your little advice. I'm taking these readings quite not too long today. Also, try to remain positive. It will help your mindset. So if you're gonna go into full nagging judgment, everything is wrong, blah 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 mode, you're gonna lower your vibration, and it's gonna be harder for you to attract a solution. But if you can kind of laugh and be adaptable right now, so kind of be like, okay, this is really not going too well. Oh, whatever, it's one of those seasons, huh? If you can kind of adapt a little bit of that attitude, it could really help you at this time, because, yeah, maybe there is something just, yeah, that has been challenging, and it's almost spirit saying to you, there is something new coming, but can you also accept the situation as it is and try to remain open-minded, try to see the new perspective, the new insight, believe that that is coming, instead of completely torturing yourself when it hasn't come yet. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Pile 1. On Patreon, we'll do more in-depth readings with all this Aries energy, but we will also be working, we're now in the lover girl era, but we'll be working on the warrior spirit era with all the Aries energy. So we're going to work on facing our fears, becoming more assertive, really standing in our power, standing our ground. All of that beautiful, beautiful stuff is what we're working on as a collective. So if you're interested in that, I would love to see you there. Bye! Hi Pile 2, welcome back to the Divine Feminine Energy channel. We're going to look into what it is that you are conquering, overcoming, what challenge that may have been really pressing on you, that you are finally kind of being made ready to shift out of. So Pile 2, what are you conquering? Whoa, I saw Leo, but it is not Leo. It reminded me of Leo energy. So for some of you, there may be some Leo energy in your chart, or what this... I just heard Leo, so for whatever reason. Okay, we have Aries, and it's exactly the energy why I want to do this reading. Okay guys, so my whole channel, my whole energy has been shifting so much, and everything I do on the channel right now, I just kind of want to honor the astrology because I feel like that will give the best quality readings or content or life in general, you know. And in March particular, but 2025 by itself, there's gonna be so much Aries energy. We're going to be dominated by Aries energy. So March, we have an eclipse in Aries, Venus retrograde in Aries, Mercury retrograde in Aries. At the end of March, Neptune moves into Aries. The Sun will move into Aries. Like, it's insane. Chiron is in Aries. So there's going to be so much emphasis on like becoming more assertive, becoming more kind of like overcoming our fears, challenges, becoming more of a leader in our lives, dealing with our masculine energy, so to say. So even readings like this, right? Like, how do we overcome challenges? Like, very, very much March is going to be a big month for that. So if you want to know more about that, I have a free email list for little astrology updates. I have TikTok, where I've just recently started to post astrology updates as well. And I'm also on Patreon, where I have a collective of people manifesting together. You'll get transit readings, but you'll also get, in the month of March, us collectively moving into our warrior energy on Patreon, where I'm going to like really help you work through fears, blockages, stand stronger, like deal with anger, deal with conflict. There's going to be so many empowering themes in Patreon in the month of March. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love to see you there. But now let's see a little bit more about what you are conquering. All right. Well, this is a beautiful card to have. We have stop overthinking it and keep facing your true north. So maybe there's been something with the 11th house that could have had to do with friendships or a group, a social environment that you may have been a part of. And there may have been something with Aries that has felt like conflict, or has felt like maybe you have felt that certain people have been trying to like dominate you, or there has been just conflict or tension or like weird energy around something. And you may feel like this holds you back, you know, this holds you back. And maybe there has been a situation that kept you in the mind a lot, kept you really going from how can I, because even in your thumbnail picture, there's really this feeling like, I want to burn this down. I want to move away from this. I want to release this. I want to let this go. And maybe there's been themes of anger you've been dealing with, whether it's past anger or anger in a more current way. You may benefit from doing some anger meditation or anger releasing, because yeah, maybe there's just been people that have been pissing you off. Or if it hasn't been about anger, then maybe you've been feeling like, you know what, I want to take the lead more. I don't want people to feel like they can walk all over me or to try and like dominate me, intimidate me. No, hell no. I'm standing up for myself more. And I want to do what it takes to kind of like express myself authentically. Also, when I'm angry or when I'm done with something, maybe you have been too much like intellectualizing your anger, right? Like, okay, I think right now that I'm angry and I think I have to say something about it. And I think this is how I'm going to do it. And it's like, no, sometimes we need a courage to really let go or move on or tell someone off in certain scenarios. Pile 2, what are you conquering? Yeah, And for some of you, there's even something about conquering financial abundance. Yeah, look at how financial all of a sudden. So we're having multiple messages crossing in this pile, and that's fine. I'm definitely seeing like maybe the anger for you, it isn't just with a person or a group. Maybe the anger for you is very deep rooted. Maybe the anger for you is almost like, I want to make something of myself. You know, I don't want anyone to hold me back. Not my own limiting beliefs, not what other people tell me I could or could not do. And for some of you, it's almost rooted in motivation to make money and stability for yourself, because maybe there's things you've seen. Maybe you've seen, you know, in your culture or in your family or in your line of work. Maybe you've seen people been burned down by like the system, about how the way of making money or the way of creating stability was really kind of making people. I hear very intense things with this reading, like depending on where you live and where you grew up, maybe you've seen people like starve and like not being able to move forward in whatever society or whatever culture or environment they've been in. Like there hasn't been this ability to like show, to really overcome the limitations of the system. Or maybe there's some fear around that for you as well, like, or am I ever gonna balance my financial situation out? Am I ever gonna find, you know, that long-term stability for me and my family, or for me and my kids? Am I going to be able to give it to them? And you're on the right track. You are really, this is a beautiful card to get. I'm even seeing for some of you, maybe it's about attracting people in your life where there's more equality, where not one person, like, even things, again, I see money, but maybe other things as well. Like maybe in the past, either you were used for money or someone was used for money, or there was not enough equality. Like there are so many themes that are coming up right now. I don't even think I can all name them, but like even in relationships, maybe for some of you, someone used you for your money if you were wealthy, or if you've been struggling with having enough money, then maybe that's something you fear in your relationships as well. Like, do I have enough to offer, even if I'm not exactly where I am wanting to be yet? Can I help my family survive? What if I get pregnant? What if, like, so much thinking for you guys. Like, I'm hearing a million thoughts in my mind, and I'm not gonna go there because it's gonna exhaust me. But the level of financial stability seems to come up for you guys when it comes to your fear, and maybe a reality that you don't want to be in anymore. You know, you don't want to feel like you have to be dependent on someone, or you don't want to feel like, if you are very wealthy, you also don't want to feel like people are just with you for that. So there's like shadow sides to whatever your current wealth may be that you may have been seeing, and you're like, well, no, I want equality. I want what I am working for to start reflecting in my bank account in an honest way. And also I want to have the right people around that can kind of support my vision and cherish it, and not take advantage of me or anything like that. Yeah, I love that though. We have the Bachelorette, which is the Empress in this card. Wow, I love this. We have the Fool. There is some new energy coming in. Wow, the right reasons. I love this because the main thing that I was seeing here is that I'm actually picking up on 2 to 3 things very intensely. If you have children or want children one day, you'll be able to support them and have a family where you'll be safe financially. Or if you want to look after your family, then look at how happy they're together. It's like they're growing, it's going well, they're celebrating together. Or if you're still wanting to maybe manifest a partner, I see you'll manifest someone in. I'm not gonna lie, I think some of you guys are manifesting a partner that is very wealthy, and that you can create a beautiful alignment with. So even if one of you at some point in your lives will earn more than the other person, there will be a beautiful contribution from both of you. So let's say you will attract a partner that earns more money than you. Maybe this partner of yours has something else where they may feel like they are a bit challenged, and maybe that's something where you would really help them. Like, you know, not to underestimate other roles than just the provider, right? Sometimes it's like maybe someone provides a bit more at a certain part of their lives, and another person is like, you know what? I really love to cook, and I know you work late. I'm gonna do that for you. Or I am a little bit more flexible because you're working a lot, and I have the ability to kind of meet you halfway, a little bit more than maybe what you're able to meet me. Or I'm able to give you some sort of emotional support or security through a hard time. And Spirit wants you to remind you that support and loving on each other and providing and building a beautiful family unit comes in multiple ways. And the financial aspect, you're doing it, you're working towards it, you're going to be taken care of. But you should also allow people to take care of you. You know, you should also allow people to support you. So maybe if you haven't had the money that you wanted to, I honestly do see that you'll meet people who will help you if you still need some more time to figure that part out of life, and to not underestimate the immense value that you serve, even if what you serve is not financial right away, or not as financially wealthy when that you want to. And that can be hard. I understand that, but that's Spirit's message. Like, you are worthy of love, you're worthy of support, not only if your wallet is fat, you know, not. And also for maybe women, it's like you're worthy of a providing person to help you out, not only when you're young and beautiful. We're always beautiful, but maybe that's something some of you have struggled with. Like, can I do this at this age? Can I do this when I'm not looking the way I used to look? And Spirit kind of wants to remind you that there is support and love and potential for creating a tight unit in the life that you've been wanting. And I feel like for a lot of you, that is a family that you may have been wanting, or that you have. And I honestly feel more support is coming in for you guys. So that's really beautiful. What do they need to know about conquering this challenge? There's someone here that, yeah, look, the mom and dad of the zodiac sign, the female energy, the feminine energy, and the provider energy. A lot of you may want that, you know, like to have a unit of you being in a feminine or masculine energy, and another person who can complement your feminine or masculine energy coming together And I feel like for some of you there is this beautiful unity, sorry, that is happening, where one person may be very beautifully in their feminine energy. They're creative, they're nurturing, they're loving, they're maternal. And there's a person who is a bit paternal, as in they work hard, they provide, they like to spoil, they are very serious, they're kind of like focused on their career. And maybe the two of you come together, and that doesn't mean that you cannot also become extremely career successful and focused, right? But maybe you come together when you're in two different phases of your life, where one person may have this emotional, beautiful, nurturing energy down, and the other person has this down. And then when they come together, it's like, oh, I'm learning from you, you're learning from me. You're becoming a little bit more safe in your feminine energy. I'm starting to figure out more of like how to target the physical world and what I want to do with my own goals and my own manifestations of finances and security. And yeah, there's some beautiful unity that I keep seeing that's coming in, a support system of people complementing each other in different ways. And it will be a force of power that I see this bringing in. So if you also want your parents to be well off, or your children to be well off, I see that more of that is coming in, more financial security. But I don't feel like this is just for one person. I feel like this is unity for multiple people benefiting from these energies coming together. All right, pile 2, what a beautiful, beautiful reading. I love this. This feels very homey and family-like and secure and loving and uplifting, and even a bit romantic in a certain aspect as well. So if you guys like the reading, give it a thumbs up, comment down below. And yeah, if you guys want to join the Goddess Tribe on Patreon, I'd love to see you there. Or yeah, check out some of my other things. I'm also available for astrology or energy readings if you guys are interested. Everything will be down below, but for now, I'm sending you so much love. Hi there, my pile 3s. Welcome back to the Divine Feminine Energy channel. If you're new here, what a blessing for you to be here. And if you're already here for a bit longer, then I'm so glad to see you again. So we have a reading today on what you are conquering, overcoming, what challenges you are really facing or starting to find solutions for, breakthroughs. And I feel like a reading like this is important right now. So I've been really following the astrology and everything I'm creating as of lately a lot more than ever before, because there's a lot happening, guys, in March. And I'm gonna do separate videos on this on TikTok. You can follow me for free. I do astrology updates. And on my email list, I also send you guys regular emails with astrology updates, channeled messages from spirit, and all types of cool stuff. And on Patreon, we have a collective where in March, we're entering our warrior energy. And that's also why I wanted to make this reading, because in March, there's going to be a shit ton of Aries energy in the air. And there's going to be so much emphasis on us conquering our fears, becoming... Oh, sorry, there's... Well, if that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. Yeah, conquering our fears, like becoming more assertive, our lives, like where we want to lead it towards, kind of like stepping into that leader energy more. Okay, so on Patreon we do astrology readings, but we also manifest together. And in March we'll manifest a lot on these topics of like overcoming challenges, dealing with our assertive energy, anger, like so much. Warrior spirit energy. So pile 3, what are you conquering? I just had a feeling that we'll get a 7th house. Yeah, and Libra. Interesting. Well, honestly, guys, maybe you guys are either conquering something in relationship. So maybe you are in a relationship and you're conquering something like that. But I feel for like a lot of you, maybe you've been single for very long. And maybe you've been wanting to overcome a bit of a dry spell. Maybe, like, again, we have all this Aries energy, right? And let me know where Aries is in your chart, because for me as a Libra rising, it's also in my 7th house. So maybe there are some other Libra risings watching, but it doesn't have to be, right? Whatever this may be about, because Aries is movement, and all it does is it wants to move. It wants to, it wants things to happen. But we also have Venus, the planet of love, in retrograde. So there can be kind of this energy of like, ugh, things are kind of moving towards reflection, reassessing, and maybe not necessarily always that forward energy that we're desiring. But there can be a lot of cool energy with retrogrades as well. I've seen people who actually met their life partners with Venus retrogrades. But there can be something that you're conquering that may have felt like my relationships, or just the overall amount of like love, flirtation, like romantic energy, or cool business partners, like things that really feel more long term. Like maybe you felt like that has been so stagnant. Or if there is a challenge with a partner, then maybe you felt like, we're kind of stagnating a bit, or why is this taking so much time? Why is it not easier to kind of get out of this, whatever this may be? Yeah, double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. I can only say it in Dutch. Pleiades? I don't know how to say it. Okay, whatever. Yeah. Okay, wait. I want to take this card, the one on the bottom of the deck. So I feel a little bit more connected to this card. So I'll still show you the one that came out, but sometimes I kind of take the cards that I feel most energetically connected to. So what challenge are you conquering? Nope. Yes. Some of you, I feel like a lot of different energies. I don't know if like different energies are watching, or that we just get multiple messages for a pile. Wow. Yeah, let's take, I don't know, I'm so selective with your pile. So maybe you're in a very selective energy where you're like, this could influence that, right? That your relationships are starting to take more time because you're becoming more selective. And trust me, when you're really selective with the people that you let into your life, we often have to make peace with the fact that we may stay single for longer, or we may go through periods where it's not, we're going on dates left and right, and every single person that gives us an inch of attention, we're having all these cool experiences with them, because it's like we're becoming more selective. Not everyone can reach our energy, but maybe for you, you're now at a point where it's like, okay, I get that, but it's been 6 years. I'm seeing it. And another message with the 5 of Cups, maybe some of you are going through a little bit of heartbreak, or a bit of sadness about something, or someone and like really cutting people off, or maybe that's what you've already been through, and it's kind of like, no, I may be at a point where I'm kind of tired of being single, or I'm tired of like constant cutting people off and letting people go, and I want to build some people, like some relationships in my life. And I do see for a lot of you it is romantic, where we can kind of grow alongside each other for a longer period of time. And I desire to have people around me that like will be a bit more initiative with me and will put in more effort and will try a bit harder in love, and not people that after one little thing you once go through like a conflict, or you once go through a rough patch, they stick their head in the sand and it's all too much and it's all too difficult. Like I want people with, again, maybe March can actually be really good for you guys when it comes to this, because it's like Aries energy in its evolved energy can really show us where we persevere, right? Where we're saying, okay, I know this is a challenge. I know I have to get out of my comfort zone. I know I have to maybe take that leap, but if I want it, I'm gonna go get it. And I'm not gonna stop at anything until I get it. And I think maybe that's what you guys have been craving. Maybe you've just been dealing with bums. I don't know how to say this. With people that just, you know, I feel like some of you guys have really been dealing with very passive people. Where it's like, oh, you said you didn't want to do that, then like, okay, I'm moving on to the next, or I don't want to try anymore. Like people that can just not withstand challenges. And I think for you it's just kind of come to a point where it's like, I'm done with that. I'm done with that. There are certain people in my life where it's just like they pull away, is what I'm hearing. They pull away after a little bit of conflict or a little bit of this, and there's a necessity to upgrade that, and there's part of the challenge that you're overcoming. So again, I'm not mean to shame people, because maybe you feel like, you know what, maybe I've been the problem. Maybe I felt, because of what I've been through, that if someone challenges me, that part of me wants to run for the hills. And I feel like that's part of what you're overcoming. You're learning to embrace the power of conflict and the power of discomfort. With the right people, it could bring you closer together, is what I'm hearing. So let's see what challenge you are overcoming. Ooh. Yeah, look, we have I'm sorry. So there may be a challenge coming, and this could be coming for you guys with Venus retrograde. Don't be afraid of it, is what Spirit is saying. Like, if there is a particular challenge that's ahead for you, you and this person may need to learn, whether it's a friend or whoever it may be. Wow, we have the Emperor. Wow. Yeah. Wow, this is cool. Okay, look, we have the Emperor, the Bachelor, the Front Runner. Yeah. The Free Spirit. Honestly, some of you guys may come out of singlehood slowly and surely. But this is showing you something, because maybe you've been so single, right? Where it's like, I'm just free spirit. I didn't have to deal with anyone's BS. I didn't have to deal with anyone kind of like bringing me, kind of challenging me. I didn't have to deal with it. And it's almost like you're overcoming challenges by facing challenges. And there's going to be certain connections in your life where you or them, or maybe you share that. It's not going to be like, oh, we're going through something, let's walk away. Let's not do this anymore. You're entering an energy kind of opposite of that, where it's like going through the difficult conversations with someone, reaching out to a person after maybe something has happened, because there is enough care to keep trying to want to work on something. And maybe you feel like, yeah, but that's how I'm wired. Well, then you're going to find someone who's also going to be wired like that. And maybe that can actually be very healing for you, right? Like, again, maybe you've always had people that once something wasn't super comfortable, they gave up. They couldn't do it. They couldn't withstand a challenge, withstand pushback. And I feel like whatever relationship you're going to be in next, or friendship or important connection, you're going to withstand a lot of challenges with this person, because you're both going to want to try, and you're both going to be imperfect. You're both going to sometimes, maybe say a bit of the wrong thing, or maybe come across a little bit tactless, is what I'm hearing. But you're both going to want to try, and you're both going to want to do the right thing in the end. And I feel like you're meant to meet someone like that. Wow, these energy readings are a lot more positive than I expected them to be. Yeah, you're overcoming a challenge, a tension with someone, but you're learning to embrace the power of conflict. I already said it, but I heard it again. Yeah. So basically, whatever you've gone through in your life, right? Maybe you're already in this cycle where you're maybe going into fights with someone, or a little bit of conflict, and you're learning about maybe communication. Like, maybe you're learning, like, you know what? Relationships are hard work. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Saturn, it's kind of reminding us, like, there's one thing to be so fond of someone, to be so, like, really like someone and find them hot and attractive, and like, that's one beautiful aspect of relationships. But then there's another aspect of relationships, and that's that we need to nurture them. We do need to fight for them. And maybe that's something you've always wanted, someone who will fight for you, and who will show up for you, even if, things weren't always perfect. And again, I'm talking about alignment here. So I'm not saying go back to the person that cheats on you and betrays you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about healthy amounts of conflict, healthy amounts of misunderstandings, healthy amounts of kind of dealing with tension in a healthy way, not in a way that someone makes you feel like completely betrayed or mistrusted, or you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden my throat chakra is like, oh my god, why is this camera making this sound? Sorry. Like a decent amount of a healthy tension. And I think that comes with communication. So the challenge that you're overcoming, it kind of has to do with forming healthier relationships and attracting people that are a lot more willing to put in the work, but where you also need to look at relationships in a more healthy way. Like, you know, if there's conflict, we need to talk. We cannot just form from our egos and always be like, we must have been right. We must have known better than the other person. So, you know, they should sit in that misery. No, like, if something is bothering you, communicate it. If and other healthy components to relationship as well, like maybe sometimes taking some time apart and not being overly clingy with people, of like, I need to see you every week, I need to, you know, I need to be around you now, and kind of creating like more ease. Like, okay, there's a challenge with someone, I'm not gonna right away flip out or self-sabotage this. I'm gonna rely on one thing that I know I need to do, and that's communicate. I'm gonna rely on asking them, hey, how are you feeling? How did you feel about this? Even if that means putting my ego aside, even if that means it's a bit challenging or tough. And I feel like if two people are able to do this, you can grow and create such a beautiful friendship, relationship. But you do need to put in work. You do also need to sometimes allow yourself to be a bit uncomfortable in relationships and tell people the real truth of how you feel or of what you desire from them. But I feel like you're gonna attract someone who is a lot more mature, and they'll make their mistakes and they definitely struggle in their own ways, but they're gonna wanna put in the effort. I think that's a big thing here. They're gonna wanna overcome challenges and they're gonna wanna, yeah, work on it with you. That's like the massive thing. Like, you're overcoming this challenge by having someone who wants to do the same as you, who wants to put in an equal amount of effort. And I love that for you guys. Wow. So if you guys want more on this, come join the Patreon. We'll go more in depth in all these transits, like Venus retrogrades, Mars retrograde. We're going to do a lot of that stuff. And you can join the Warrior Spirit Month, where we'll also collectively work through our challenges in a much deeper way. Or you can book a private energy reading with me, which will be an astrology reading, or a feminine energy activation to kind of help you shift through whatever it is that you need to shift through, or whatever it is that you want to manifest. I can help you with that. Love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Bye.